EFF suffered its first drop in terms of elections.
Yes.
What are you doing the upcoming elections? Is the EFF finished?
Never. The EFF will never be finished. I mean, we, in the recent past, during all these up and downs, we won a award in the Western Cape for the first time. And then we didn't suffer a loss that much compared to the ANC. I mean, from 60-something, 50-something to 40%. We moved from 10 to 9 because of the developments in KZN. Everywhere else, the EFF remained stable. And then it's growing slowly but surely. So this organization will never die. I mean, now, Western Cape, I'm even giving an old example. Just on Tuesday, we were marching to the Constitutional Court to demand that Ramaphosa's case of Phala must be reinstated in Parliament and we must impeach him. No less than 10,000 people came to that march. And when I was addressing them standing on top of the buggy, what made my heart melt was the young people who were there. That this is the future of the EFF. So young. And I was like, once you say you will kill the EFF, it means you're saying you will kill these young people, and it's not possible. The young people know that the EFF is the only thing that makes sense to them. No any other thing makes sense politically in South Africa without the EFF. But equally, is Buddha. One day, just close your eyes and imagine politics of South Africa without EFF. Will be worse. We will be worse because no one will be holding these people accountable. This MK you are talking about, where was it in the Constitutional Court now when we're holding corruption accountable? Where was DA? Where was Freedom Under Law? Where was Helen Suzman Foundation? All these white people and black people's corrupt organizations were not there. It was the EFF that stood up in defense of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa and said, no one is above the Constitution, including the parliamentarians. If the EFF was not there, not only was Ramaphosa going to not be exposed with dollars in his farm, he will now be putting dollars in the crawl because the house will be full. Because once you go to the lounge, it means the bedroom is full, everything. So from lounge is kitchen, from kitchen there is no available space. Let's go to the crawl. We saved you from dollars being put in the crawls, this EFF.
You once spoke about something, I know we're almost done now. When the Phala issue first came up, I think, I don't know, 2 years ago, however long it was, you said there is something you're still going to speak about in the Holoprane. What happened in the Holoprane?
In the
Holoprane, about the dollars being found in the sofas. You mentioned something along the lines of, forget the dollars in the sofas. I'm going to reveal more about what happened in the Holoprane.
No, in the plane.
Yeah.
These guys, they were law unto themselves. These dollars were being brought into this country, being counted in the planes, in the private jets, and in the open and all of that. That's how much we're deteriorating as a country. And people don't have an appreciation of how we had saved our country from such a degeneration. Come on, guys. The guy says, I'm a farmer, I'm doing business. That's how the dollars found their way in the Phala farm. Firstly, he doesn't realize he's making a mistake because the Constitution says, as a president, you can't do any other business except the business of being president. That is his oath of office.
Yeah.
That alone, he has violated his oath of office. Then he says a person came to buy the buffaloes with dollars. Second thing is that you are actually undermining the Reserve Bank laws because the only trading currency in South Africa is rand. That's why we can take the dollars now and go to Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton is an international shop. They will not take dollars. We're going to have to change them into rands. So you can't trade in South Africa using dollars. So thirdly, a person who came to buy dollars buys them, in his explanation, from a manager. gives him so much money. In rents, that money is more than 8.7 million. Gives your manager so much money. He doesn't deposit it in the bank. The money gets stolen. You don't open a case. You say, I told my bodyguard. Cyril Ramaphosa is a graduate of law. He knows the law. There is no criminal procedure that dictates that when a crime is committed, you must tell your bodyguard. When a crime is committed, you go and open a case and get a case number. All of a sudden, he acts like a layman who doesn't know what to do when a crime is being committed. And lastly, the person who bought the buffaloes with so much money, 8.7 million, he has never come to fetch the buffaloes. No buffalo is recorded to be leaving South Africa. No buffalo is being recorded. And then you guys believe that story. And you want all of us to believe that story. Come on, man. There's nothing personal against me and Cyril. We get along. But I'm not going to say because I get along with Cyril and all of that, he must do wrong things. And then I must not expose those things. I'm going to expose them, even when they are committed by people that are my favorite. Wrong to our constitution is wrong. So we saved South Africa from that degeneration. There are other countries where, in the continent here, where currency, things just get done. As long as you've got political connection, you know the corridors of power, you can do as you wish. And that becomes a failed state. We saved South Africa from becoming a failed state. That's why this EFF must be protected by everyone, members and non-members, voters and non-voters, because it is in the interest of our constitution.